mid they have control of. Connector as well. They should be able to rotate up quick if they want to snap back around, but it's looking like it is going to be that B site hit. 3 smokes here for Astralis as well, so they actually have some utility to make use of.
Yeah, and given the position that VP is in right now, positionally on the B bomb side, this could be a really good attack. Bialy tries to fall back, and I think that's the reasonable choice. There's no reason to try and fight everyone. That flashbang was very good. It flashed all 4 of the terrorists in the tunnel, but Bialy still goes down. Now Taz trying to see if he can stay alive. Oh, how does that connect? Sip with a quick double kill there from the Tech-9, and now they're trying to get on. Snacks is going to get dropped as well. That's a 3rd kill from the Tech-9. Sipnik's winning this round with just 1 kill at a time, and that just works out so well. Even if Bialy actually did the right thing in falling back, he still could not stay alive.
Oh, Snacks, yeah. Like, that's a tough scenario there between the two of them, because you just get caught out in the open. You're kind of trying to make up your mind which way is it going to go. You got the late warning there with the 3 smokes coming in, and by that time, Astralis are already rushing through Monster. So they had a great anti-flash, yes, VP. They tried to stumble Astralis, but it wasn't enough. Pasha looks like he'll actually be able to survive this round. So they'll have a UMP, HE, 2 flashes to work with in the next round here on VP's side, and it should be the Force Spy coming in from VP. Don't let them run away with this. If you are Virtus.pro, you need to take the fight back to Astralis immediately.
Again, power play coming out of the Danish side. They didn't get the bomb plant first round. You had to expect that they would try something like this, but look, this random shot here from Sip, that's unbelievable. And the flashbang just slows him down from it. He's still going to get this kill on Snacks here. That's just unbelievable.
That's disgusting. But sure enough, Force Spy coming in for VP. CZs, Deagles, and the UMP that Pasha was able to save, and quite a bit of utility on Pasha, in fact. The only one really being able to invest into it, but they have a kit in play now, VP, as well. So, Astralis, they went for the straight rush on B for the pistol. They delayed it in the 2nd round. Now, we're back to standard stuff for Astralis. Spread out and looking to see what kind of defense they're about to run into here.
Deagle over at long. I kind of like this from Snacks. The flashbang does make it very hard for him to hit that shot, but now Device at least knows that Deagle is in play, so it's fairly common that you try and go A long on the T side if you think you're up against not rifles, but this is actually very impressive. So Neil, obviously not much that he can do. I think Taz was in a tough position because he can't obviously stay where he is, then he's just out in the open, but he also had the bomb and the rifles. I think he just wanted to try and see if he could fight on that stairwell. Neo creeping around the Deagle, probably best if he could just find him a rifle maybe? He knows where it is.
Yeah, let's see. Glaive has stayed behind on the A side with an AK. Where is Device? Device is the only one with the UMP right now, but they're just going to kind of group up together. Shouldn't really be too much possible here for Neo. Just got to be holding on to that Deagle and Kevlar. I think that's the important thing, is that he's got the Kevlar helmet going into the next round. So Neo should be able to put up a bit of a fight. But the rest of his teammates are going to have to go for the eco here. And so this gives a big chance here for Astralis to continue to build that bank. They've got quite a bit of money already saved up. It's a totally different situation here, actually, from what we saw on Nuke, where Astralis were never really able to get a lucky break to go their way. VP just shut them down at every turn. Here, Astralis now, they actually have a fight early. 2-1 the score.
It looks like Virtus.pro are trying for a bit of a stack towards B, with even the possibility for a very quick rotation out of Pasha, so they could maybe make that work if Astralis just walked in, but the Danish team is already scouting out the A-bomb side.
Clearing it, being very thorough. Device leading the way with the SMG. And Dupree as well there. He's got his back, and so they have that forward unit moving in for Astralis, and the rotation's already coming through now for Virtus.pro up to the A site. They're starting to figure out that this is where the action might be. They're fully giving up on the B side, in fact. So this is just a gamble from VP. You have to take risks like this, especially when you have pistols. If Astralis decide to take the bait, this could be big. Neo finds a headshot on Dupree. Very little info still for Dupree to go off of, though.
Oh, Taz gets himself caught. That's unfortunate. One grenade is going to take care of him. It won't even matter. Pasha also went down. Neo trying the best that he can to save his team here with some more Deagle shots, but not happening this time. Device, he should be leading the charge with the UMP. He's got the health for it, so why not just go? If that Molotov went down, both the VP players would already be dead, because no way to get out from behind the truck there. But the bomb goes down in B. There really is not anything that VP can do about this, so it could have been much worse here. It looked like both Device and Dupree could have been down early on with almost no reply.
Yeah, a little bit risky there from Kia to be hanging back with that AK. If they rushed him as a pair, it might have got brutal, but instead, I do like the read from Astralis. No hesitation, rotate down to B, get that bomb once you start figuring out that there's a few too many players up here on A. And a Very solid start coming through here for Astralis. 3-1 now before VP can finally go for the buy. They have that AWP in the hands of Snacks. Is there an AWP in play yet for Device? He only has the UMP. He can afford to throw that away. He has 8,500 in the bank right now, so he could go for the sniper rifle, but it doesn't look like that's part of the plan here. No slow play.
No, they're feeling very confident at the moment. Just want to keep fighting. We even saw this yesterday when SK were playing. I think there were a couple of rounds where Phelps had, 6,000 in the bank. He still just actually bought the UMP and kept playing with it. So it's not even that uncommon at this point.
VP feeling the pressure here. They've used a lot of their nades already. Xyp9x through the smoke. Tracks down Bialy.
That is incredibly unfortunate. And that smoke that actually was thrown by Taz. Was there any way that Bialy could have played around that if the first smoke had gone away? I just can't tell what that smoke is meant for at this point in time. Maybe it failed.
Delayed push coming in towards Monster now, and while VP, they haven't bought this. They haven't even started rotating back. It's just now where Snacks seems to start thinking about heading down to B side to help out Taz. But VP have taken the gamble. They were expecting Astralis to get that opening pick on B, to expect the rotation, and work their way back up to A.
He saw that. Look at the instant rotation on the minimap. Taz, just one player spotted. He knows what's up, and this is not a good position to be in. Molotov is in behind the barrels, and they just wait for him to peek. He goes down, and the rest of VP should save this. There's no point in fighting now. They know that they're going to get smoked off. Look at how many smokes are left. 3 still. The one just going down there. They could just wait all day. So save these guns. Give up the fact that it's going to be 4-1 here as a scoreline. Astralis, in terms of forgetting about Nuke, this is the question that you asked, tell me, can they wipe it from their minds? I think definitely yes.
They have, yeah. This is a totally different ballgame that we're dealing with here. VP are the ones who are on the receiving end of the punishment. Perfect round set up here for Astralis. They even deny the safe drop for Virtus.pro in the next round as well. It's only 2 players surviving with rifles. Snacks and Neo are just crossing their fingers, hoping that Astralis aren't going to come looking for him, but Astralis have so much money, they can afford to give up almost all their rifles, no problem. Snacks will find the kill on Glaive, but now that's information for Astralis. They know where that AWP is playing from. Neo denies Device, though. He's going to open himself up to get flanked, however, and Xyp9x finds a kill on Neo. Snacks is going to be the only one to survive here for Virtus.pro.
Will survive with the AWP. I want to see VP use this orb aggressively in this round. Go up, go fight, especially if you're Snacks, or I mean, even if it was Pasha or someone else opening with it, but I would love to see them run for it. I think playing with essentially just one chess piece here in the AWP and just putting it to the bomb side and waiting, it's just too reliant on luck, I feel like. So rather they try and fight with it early on. And actually, Snacks is going to be put in position. He takes down Dupree, and he's got a bit of backup here as well to buy time, but Taz goes down. Snacks, he has to stay alive. He has to do this all on his own. The launch go, Midair takes down Device. The smoke is up to try and block him up, but this can really happen. Snacks, such an incredible player. He goes out here with the grenade, throws it in. It very nearly gets the kill on Glaive, but he's still hiding in the smoke. He's losing his teammates, though. Where is Pasha? He needs the backup, and he's coming in from behind. He's got the C7. He's got Kierby trapped in the corner. They might be able to do this. Already, it's a 2-on-2 here. This would be the round.
And Snacks is realizing what's going on. It's going to be the rotate up to A site, but Xyp9x is going to be able to get the bomb plant. And before Snacks can find him, fall back into an after plant position, even waiting for Snacks. Attempt at the wall bang shot there from Snacks. He was so close to getting it. And now this turns into the waiting game because Pasha is still stuck down on the B site. Snacks has some info now, at least.
But it gets worse.
But yeah, exactly. He has no idea where the second player is coming from.
And Kierby has a Molotov here. So if he throws that down on the stairwell, this round is done. Pasha, I'm not even sure he has enough time. He just kind of has to wait here. This is such a shame for Virtus.pro. That defense from Snacks is god tier. Stays alive and everything. Pasha just has to run up here. He doesn't have a kit, so yeah, there's no point in even pretending.
He's hoping to save that up.
Yeah, I was hoping. I think that was the plan, but it doesn't work out. My God, that could have been it. That could have definitely been it. Right team, right place, right time. And an incredible no-scope.
Exactly. That's where if you're Glaive, you're just like, please, can I catch a break? You know, like, you're just going for the rush because you're expecting the op at long. You're expecting for them to actually try and take a long-range fight. Instead, they put it in the one place that could have countered you. Look at that shot. Magical stuff there from Snacks. But, I mean, that's what you're hoping for. If you're Glaive, just go barreling onto the B site and run into a bunch of pistols. You don't want the op there.
And here's the response from Virtus.pro. Double AWP. Snacks and Pasha both. They're bringing the big guns to the fight here against Astralis. They're 4 rounds down at the moment. And Pasha very far pushed up. He's got back up in Bialy, so I love this combination, and I love the aggression out of Virtus.pro. I want to see them take this first half back in charge and just make sure they're the ones dictating the pace here.
Well, the last time on land they faced on Overpass, it was a 9-6 finish for Astralis T side.
Look at where Kirby is. It would almost be too much if he managed to walk back around. He's infiltrated the lineup. Kirby can win this round. If the rest of them should wait right now. They've got more than a minute. Just let him do all the work here. And he's going to catch them falling back. There are two people coming back. Kirby's already heard it. He's going to have to take the fight with the first, but now Virtus.pro have got to be very confused. They can maybe guess there's a second player out there. Snacks gets the kill on Sip, so that's not bad, but now there's just confusion in the line for Virtus.pro. Flashbang is in, and Kirby picks up the kill on Snacks. He's going to Molotov out the bank, and it's a 3-on-3. Kirby moving with the spray, but Pasha there for the crossfire with the timing. Picks up Dupree as well. That is it. Papa Biceps coming into play, and Device all alone.
Too many targets for him to worry about. 1v3 now with 30 seconds left on the clock, and Device, he's got a man in his back as well. Neo has worked his way out from Connector. So 2 players in front of him on the site. 20 seconds now to find a kill. At this point, the clock is just running down solo. He's got the P250, so he's hoping for some running gun. But nobody on VP needs to make a mistake. Exactly, they can go for the little shoulder peeks. Taz not going to do it. Instead, it's Pasha. Yet another kill for Papa Biceps. You're right, 3 kills for him in the round. And Kirby tried to make it happen for his team, but they just weren't able to close in and team up with him. That's the problem. He was out there, yes, and he did a lot of work, but they were so slow backing him up.
If Kirby gets 1 kill either at Truck, or even especially if he gets that kill on Pasha, the round is won by just a freak play. He snuck into Birthday while they were holding 2 long and 1 in Connector, so he just managed to completely infiltrate the lineup there. Otherwise, I think Astralis lose that round way more quickly.
Well, double up and play once again here for Virtus.pro, no problem. And Device expecting the same kind of aggression coming out from VP that we saw in the last round, the 2 push to top of long. Not this time, however. With the double up, VP are just kind of sitting back and waiting. Pasha's got that angle over at long, same as last round. And Snacks, he's thinking about rotating down to the B site to support the defense there. So a minute 15. And Astralis just now starting to get ready to take over long and start getting some mid control here.
Very default setup for Astralis. Sip holding outside of B while the rest are clearing out the other side of the map. Somehow that flick does not hit. Didn't look like he would miss that shot, but now they know where the AWP is. And if they take the intel from last round that Bialy was over there with him, they can maybe guess again that it's a double setup over at long. They are ready, and the boost is in. He sees it should be an easy enough kill. So Dupree not quite able to get the shot, and now they've been compromised. I think that was the big chance right there. Now Virtus.pro should definitely know what's coming. The rotation is happening already, and there's a huge flank again from Neo. The spray is in. Bialy takes down Sip. Virtus.pro starting to get back in this first half, but the reload happening. He can't get the AK out in time. The Device will run him down. There's another kill coming in on Taz. Pasha. He's got nothing to hide behind. He can't stay alive for very much longer. He needs the backup, and it's not coming. The low scope happening on Dupree. Where's the rest of the team? Neo not quick enough with the flank. Device with the quad kill. Astralis, if they steal this round, this first half, he's going to be even more miserable for Virtus.pro. Neo, he did it on Nuke. Can he do it again? Sneaking in, taking down Device. The spray is through 7 seconds. Neo with a 1-on-2 clutch. He does it. Unbelievable. That was so delayed.
When that push starts, Neo is at the top of long on T side. He's on the other side of the map. It took so long that it actually played in his favor. Astralis, we're expecting him to be camping CT, rotating down from A the usual way.
And by the way, Neo did double his kills in that round. He's got 4 now, and he had just 2 before. So talk about high impact.
That's what he has been able to deliver so far this tournament, Neo. He's had several 1vx situations that he's come out on top in that have saved VP. One of the winning factors here for Virtus.pro. Snacks being a monster, and Neo going ham. Pasha with the aggression just pushes right through his own smoke.
Oh, but how did Glaive not win that fight?
That's a problem.
He obviously had the angle against him. That can't happen. So last time, I think Dupree had the chance to take out Bialy right away in the B-bomb site when they did that boost. And this time, Glaive should obviously won it. Those are some of the early engagement that you really need to win if you're playing a team as strong as VP.
The shot. Snacks has got it. Is there a flash to follow it up? No. What was that jiggle peek? A little bit slow and hesitant there, Kirby. And Snacks, now he is on fire. He is getting pumped up. 2 clean kills for him. Very quick work. And Xyp9x and Dupree, the last 2 alive now for Astralis. The bomb is outside of B, so at least they have that going for them. They don't have to waste time running back somewhere else to pick it up. But with 35 seconds left, it leaves them very little time here to find the opening. Defense is solid here for Virtus.pro as well. There are 3 up on A, but Bialy and Taz, they can just completely ruin them. And Neo, in fact, it's Neo here to support Bialy. Both kills for Virtus.pro, and a very clean round in the end. 4 players surviving for VP. That's fantastic for their money.
And finally, they've broken the Danish economy here. 2,500 roughly across the board. And a flawless round for Virtus.pro. Just very, very well played, especially with Snacks just taking on. They only lost 1 person in the last round, so they can start to build an economy of their own. It's taken a while, especially considering they won the pistol. This 4-5 scoreline is still intriguing. Astralis is going to try and put some speed behind this. Oh,
there we go.
What?
There we go. Oh, the HE to knock the AWP back, but he overshoots it. There's the shot. Glaive with the P250 headshot, the drive-by. Neo still alive on the side, holds his own, but he gets dinked through the smoke, and that's going to be a bit of a problem, has to back off. And now, Astralis, they actually succeed in getting the bomb plant. Device making use of the AWP. Finds the pick, and it's a 2-on-4 retake scenario now for Virtus.pro.
Neo very low on health, but at least he gets a headshot. The bomb is down, but Astralis have no armor, so if it gets into an aim duel, rifle versus rifle, it could be for Virtus.pro still. Neo taking the jump back here. He's going to go down to Device. 3rd kill here for him, and Glaive will pick it up, and a complete free ground again for Astralis. As soon as Device gets that headshot over along, you can tell that they just weren't prepared for the speed that was coming out behind it. Stealing that round from Virtus.pro, ruining their economy. This is the sort of round that brings up a 3rd map.
Well, this could be the kind of play. Is Pasha capable of doing what Snacks did? Can he be in the right place at the right time to make this a close round? Because he's gone for the hero op. He's fully committed to this round. Whereas the rest of his teammates are saving. Pasha decides he's going to do the damage. Glaive holding very passively, though, this time. But this boost, it's perfect. It could have caught Glaive. The timing isn't going to work, though. Kirby catches Bialy peeking for info on short. And there's the opening for Astralis. They are close enough to take advantage of this.
Just Taz holding here with the C-set 75, and not really a chance that he could have made that work. Now I think it's about saving that AWP on our Device with a grenade in hand. Snack's going to be quite happy about that kill. They save another AWP. If they can save both, that's at least the beginning of something for Virtus.pro. But it will be 7 rounds here for the Danish side. And considering they're playing T-side OverPass, they're going to be ecstatic about the situation. Kirby and Device on top of the scoreboard too.
Yeah, Device is certainly woken up. But it's so important that Pasha saves this AWP. For Snacks, he was saving. Now Pasha, boom, hits the shot on Dupree. Shuts him out of connector, but Glaive isn't too far away. Gets the wallbang shot on Xyp9x as well. Pasha doing the damage right now, holding his own, but he's about to run right into the trap. Kirby around the corner, snuffs him.
Snacks is at least going to be able to live through the round, so they still save the 1 AWP. The economy is so bad for Virtus.pro nonetheless. I mean, they can buy some rifles and try and put it in here, but it's not going to be too overwhelming in terms of grenades. No defuse kit currently picked up either. That does worry me. 7-4, moving into the 12th round, and everything seems to be going Astralis' way right now. They won the pistol Virtus.pro, and then they won 3 rounds in a row, but then even those rounds, not enough to build a big enough bank to continue the buys. Kirby comes charging through, nearly gets Bialy killed, but they get 2 refracts in return, and Snacks and Taz as well. Now Virtus.pro in trouble again. What is going on, Semler?
Some hesitation from Taz. Telling here, it's definitely going to cost them. Neo has rotated quickly back around, but there's so much time for Astralis to work with. They're waiting for more picks. No reason for them to take risks. They can sit and wait for you to walk into their crosshairs. Dupree finds the headshot on Neo, and it's on Pasha. He's rotated down to B. That's great, but the bomb isn't even committed yet, and they've already got the bomb site, Astralis. Everything is working for Astralis so far in this first half.
Pasha, they're going to realize where he is. Getting a kill on Dupree. For Astralis, they just need to not fight him one-on-one. Just get the bomb down, fall back. Even though everything is on track, the one way you can lose this 1v4 is if you do that. He's out in the open, and he does get another kill. It's not at all bad. He even gets a headshot there on Zip, so pretty impressive firepower coming out of Pasha. He's also top fragging for Virtus.pro at 11 kills. That's really quite good, considering how far they are. They've actually used the smoke before. See how difficult it is for Virtus.pro to see what's happening? Not bad.
Tricky stuff. And that puts VP on eco again. No op this time around from Pasha. He didn't have the money for it, only a 3,000. So they're going to be saving for that 14th round here, VP, and really they need to get the last two. They need to get on 6. There's the shot device. The timing works perfectly for him this time, the HE, but it's only going to do a little bit of damage to him. Instead, he can back off. Make sure that this bomb gets rotated back around. In the meantime, his teammates have worked their way up short, and Neo's about to have a real rough time. Kirby hits the headshot instantly.
Look, they're waiting for VP. They knew more people were coming around that corner. Taz is sneaking around. We'll get a kill on Glaive, but the bomb is still in transit towards the B bomb side, which is under the control of Astralis right now. Kirby, some crazy spray coming out. Not going to be able to take down Bialy though. 2 versus 3 here. Sneaking in with the P250. Snacks, can he maybe stop the bomb from going down? It would have been fun if he could have got that kill on Sid. Not this time.
Well, bomb has been planted, the countdown begins. Curious to see if they're just going to keep repeatedly hitting towards this A site. So far, they've had a lot of success there. Astralis, they've definitely picked up on it as well. They've gone over there 9 times so far this half. So, I mean, why not? If it's working, if you're constantly able to run over Taz, run over Neo, just make it, I mean, make that your game plan until VP managed to change it up and actually make something work over there. So soon to be 9-4. And while VP now, it's about saving these guns. Bialy's got that AK.
Bialy is going to be far enough away. Device should not be able to find him in time here. 1 on 3. It will be a very, very tough first half here for Virtus.pro. What can they do to get back into this, I wonder? Because they have tried for the aggressive long push. They've tried, obviously, to push all the way out to the fountain over on the A side of the map.
I like the push that we saw. The only issue is that Taz had a CZ75, but I do like the sewers push. You're getting the Molotov down quick into Monster. Yes, they run right through it, but if you're out fast enough between Bialy and Taz and you actually take the fight to him in sewers, I do like that approach because Dupree goes there every round. Again, Dupree right there at the entrance to sewers. And again, he gets very early sewers control here for Astralis. Zip mix outside of Monster, and so towards B, they're set. But there's the pick from Pasha. This time it works. Glaive is gone. Device there to trade, and we're back into a 4-on-4. Can Kirby find Snacks, though?
But they know that he's here. They have to know that Snacks is here. Otherwise, that boost isn't even possible. They're going to try and see if they can push down Neo, but that's a big risk, and Snacks has snuck his way in behind. He gets a long-range spray down against Device, leaving it 2-on-3. Here's a chance for Virtus.pro to finally make this round work. Snacks, he's got the angle, but Kirby gets the headshot. Snacks losing his patience. You heard him running. Taz and Bialy now, 2-on-2. If Virtus.pro can't win this round, then I'm not sure what's left.
And that's all they had to do is manage to get out of that situation. Kirby surviving and recovering the bomb because in the meantime, Dupree, he's been over at B this entire time and he knows that nobody's pushed aggressively. And so this comes down to VP and they've split up as well. They aren't going to gamble on B. It's Bialy alone. So 2-on-1 now. And Kevin needs to win this fight. He's going to do it. Finds the headshot. Drops down to 8 HP. But he survives. And now it's Taz 1v2. And Taz has just got to leg it. He's got to get through connector as quickly as possible here.
Taz may have used a lot of his energy on that first map. He's got 5 kills so far on OverPass, and on the other side of it, Kirby seems to be recovering his major level. He's top fragging at 18 kills. They have even a Molotov left on Dupree, even though Taz has one as well. I don't think it will do as much for him. Flashbang is in, Taz can't see a thing, and Kirby coming in, a quad kill once again. 19 for him, and a 10-4 scoreline. This is Astralis saying, yeah, we're going to take this all the way.
Frustration there from Taz. Definitely not pleased about it. I mean, now you're into double digits T-side for Astralis. And yeah, Kirby, who's one of the star performers for them, for Astralis, when he actually won, when they won the grand finals in the major, he stood out. And here, when you're thinking, well, he's the youngest player, he's the young star, is he going to be able to show us the level? Certainly delivering here, even after that performance on Nuke. And really, he was the only one doing damage on Nuke as well.
Double max 7, UMP, M4 and a scout. Obviously, symptoms that Virtus.pro just have been having a really tough first half here. Pasha is playing close to the edge, and maybe if he could have got a flashbang in from Neo, but that never comes through. Neo does hit a headshot on Kirby, so bringing down the big fragger there, and a follow-up on Device. Great play from Neo.
There we go. Neo, pure class. 3 kills. Wow. 3 players alive, rather 2 kills for him, but 3 alive for Astralis. Bomb making its way through restroom though, and they've left Zipnik still outside of Monster. The taco spot turns away from Flash, and well, now they managed to work their way up onto A. That's a decoy on A side. It is completely open. Nobody from VP anywhere near.
Managed to sneak their way in. Virtus.pro not going to be excited when they hear that bomb going down. And Sip, he doesn't realize that he's been hurt by Snacks, so now there's a bit of a weird fight. Snacks obviously has the upper hand because he realizes that Sip is running around here somewhere. They've checked out all of the A-bomb side for a good 15 seconds now, and finally they take care of Sip, and Glaive goes down. That's a big kill. Dupree sneaking in here with the bomb. He gets a shot into Bialy, but still a 1-on-3. I think they may have taken a bit too long and maybe overthought things a bit here on the Astralis side. So the 15th round, Dupree going to go down to Snacks, and 10-5 favoring the Danish side here. Obviously a very strong first half for them. Virtus.pro, if they want to close this out 2-0, they're going to have to really think this through.
Yeah, thank you, Neo, though. That's what VP are thinking at this point. Device missing that shot as well. That's uncharacteristic considering he had the angle. It should be a shot he hits every day of the week. But not this time. Still, what a scoreline and what a flip. Really just showing that either of these teams are perfectly capable of just stomping out their opponents in one half. 10-5 for Astralis at the end of the first half. And so now, well, what are we going to see here from Astralis? Astralis CT side on the pistol. Are we going to see another B rush out of VP, though?
It could be. It's just such a big risk, I think. I mean, Astralis kind of showed why when you're going through. I think on Nuke, maybe it's more viable on this map. Because the early meta game for this map really was rushing B a lot with Tech-9s, everyone has got so used to how to deal with it. I think it isn't quite worth it. But one smoke has already been picked up here from Bialy. And Astralis, so far, all armor. Glaive, is he going to be the one to sacrifice? No, they're all going to go armor. They just want the long-range fight here. USPs versus Glock. And 2 smokes, in fact, on Virtus.pro. That's a nice way to eliminate the advantage of the USP. If they can't see you, they can't really shoot you, can they?
Yeah, 2 smokes and 4 flashes. This is a lot of utility that VP are running, actually. He had to be at long, aggressive. This is within the danger zone, though, but they're going to line up for him. 2 kills, maybe 3. Yes, 3 headshots. No! Device robs him.
He steals one of them, but I don't think Kjaerbye's going to be complaining at all. Otherwise, he was going to get run over. That was such a risky position. There's the 3rd headshot. Kjaerbye looking for more. There's the quad kill. All of them headshots, and look at that. Arms out. He knew what he just did. That is almost certainly the map here for Astralis. 11-5. And Kjaerbye, such a young player. 24 kills in 16 rounds. Oh, my God.
Yeah, he's a monster, but this isn't done yet, Anders, because they won the pistol. VP in the first half on CT side, equally flashy fashion as well. And then they proceeded to lose the follow-up round versus the Force Buy. Now VP with the Tech-9s, they can be a real force of nature as well. Moving together as a group. 4 players just go cascading out onto long here, and nobody is peeking this from Astralis. Nobody looking for the long fight. Virtus.pro can walk right up onto the A site here. It's up on Device now. He's going to have to spot them as soon as possible here. Otherwise, there's going to be very little warning for Astralis.
They actually divert the bomb back into restrooms. If they had kept going long, especially because they have the 2 smokes, I think that could have been a very powerful way to get into the A-bomb side. Now Kjaerbye's realizing that something is up. He's going to smoke off one angle, but they're just going to come running through, and he gets caught entirely. Snacks with a great timing. Device now has to stay alive. He needs backup quick. He gets the 1 kill, keeps spraying. They line up for him, and he actually does get a lot of damage into Pasha, but not enough to really get the kill. 3-on-3 here, with at least a chance for Virtus.pro to upset the situation, and that would be at least a beginning of a comeback.
That will get you fired up if you're Virtus.pro, and they've got all the after-plant situations under control now with 2 M4s, the angle being held by Pasha. Nice attempt here by Dupree, but he's not going to get it done.
Very confused about how Glaive was so far away then. Sip looking for it, but he goes down, and Glaive is now only just showing up at the bomb site, so he should just fall back. There's not really any point in trying to fight any longer here. Sneaking up with the UMP on the other side, going to run right in and take out Neo, looking for a secondary shot. It will eventually go down, and it will be Virtus.pro stealing away the round, just speeding the timing. You see, the second that Kjaerbye realizes, oh wait, they're all restrooms, he puts out that smoke, but because they're so close on the right-hand side, they don't respect it. They just run through. But Glaive was so far away that in the 3v3, they had to wait until the bomb was practically blown up by the time he would have been there.
And well, look at this. There's balance in the universe, Anders. Win the CT pistol doesn't mean anything. These two teams are so good on T side that even with the fourth, they're able to make it work. 11-6. And VP now, they save 2 M4s. They've got the AK, 3 UMPs. Standard fare. Whereas Astralis, they aren't fully committing to the buy. This is a kind of double eco scenario. They have spent money, but it's only like a half buy from them. So interesting. Not willing to take any unnecessary risks and give VP a window back into this. Instead, trusting in their CT round once they get the buy going.
And that's what they should do. The only way for VP to make this even again is if they win the next 5 rounds, or the next 4 rounds like Astralis did. They're better to just slow it down, I think. They've got such a big lead still.
Oh, I like this positioning. Kevy not going to be able to look over the smoke, and they were even putting some shots through VP. Might have just barely spot him as it bloomed. But they are setting up for the split onto A. They can still rotate. They aren't fully committed. Bialy finds Zipnix. That wasn't connector, and so now they have an avenue over onto B. And because they haven't shown the bomb, they haven't shown anything. Astralis still a bit in the dark.
I do like this position from Dupree. He knows he's alone on B, so he's going to go pretty aggressive with it. I think that's a smart move. If he can pick up a fast kill on someone who won't expect him to be this far out, maybe they can still win this. It's 30 seconds on it, and you can tell that Pasha is aware that something might be going on. Hopefully Ali there, but he still goes down. Follow-up kill, 3 bullets in the deagle. He just cannot get it done, and there's Pasha rotating in from the tunnel. Glaive and Kierbu, I don't think they can stop this bomb from going down. They shouldn't be able to win this round at this point here. Very well done for Virtus.pro in slowing it down once they hit trouble over at A. Just make sure they get in and get the bomb down, and there's Pasha. Nice shot on Kierbu.
The mid-round call based off of the kill from Zipnix, or the kill on Zipnix rather. That was very smart from Neo. And so now, well, they continue to survive here, Virtus.pro. They save the 2 M4s at least, but they lose the AK, so that's not too good for VP, but still. They have the money for the buy, and they know they're going up against another eco round here. Astralis this time around, it's even lighter. 3 USPs, a Deagle, a P250. No grenades. And so VP, they could be looking, I mean, they could have taken a risk and gone for just a bully kind of play, just the rush. But they're content to take their time.
A big stack from the Danish side, hoping that Virtus.pro will eventually show up, but as you saw in the last round, there's no good reason why the Polish team would want to do that. It's much better to just get a scout in, see how many people are on a bomb site, and eventually, once they commit to the execute, they've got all the grenades. So even if Astralis is stacked on the A bomb site, they won't be able to stand anywhere.
Yep, Dupree knows they're in mid now. He hears them stepping around. Looking for the headshot, and he gets it again. Bialy, back-to-back rounds. Getting digged to the face by Dupree. That can't feel too good, but Taz is in position, and he will get to both trades. Taz, the 2 kills that stops that flank. Bomb has been planted already, and Astralis, no real way for them to get onto the site.
Oh, none at all. Re-smoked by Snacks, so a clear message here. Don't even think about it.
I'm just curious. I want Neo to work his way back to Bialy's corpse so he can pick up the rifle.
He's just holding on. Astralis probably hoping that they can get someone to go up with the bomb if they stick around long enough. That Molotov raining down fire on Device.
Okay, you should be able to make it back in time. It's up in birthday. Bialy, talk to your teammates.
Yeah, there's no reason why they wouldn't save that rifle, but
there we go.
Bomb goes up with Zip, and no one there to blow up with him. I think that was the goal. 8-11, 3 rounds now. That's how close they are to Astralis, who can finally buy. And not really the greatest buy either. This is kind of how it went. I mean, Virtus.pro won the pistol and they lost the next 5 rounds. Astralis, pretty close to experiencing the same thing.
No AWP for Device. He has to go for FAMAS instead, but they are prioritizing the nades. This is the difference. You can see just how many grenades they have to work with because they haven't really fully committed to force buys. Astralis, they're counting on their CT defense with the support of the utility. Smoke down on Monster, but the timing is too late. It's just off, and Bialy finds the opening, gets revenge for the past 2 kills on Dupree. And Zipnix falling back. He has to wait for the cavalry to arrive because his 3 teammates were pushing mid.
Taz overstepping the line there. I'm not sure why he needed to do that. They already had the chance to get the bomb down. That's very risky indeed. 4 on 4. Now the retake is on, and there's not going to be any big flank coming here. This is just going to be brute force all the way in. I love the fact that Bialy's falling so far back, so he's sure that they only have to focus on one position here. Astralis, it's do or die time. If they can't win this round, there's every chance Virtus.pro are right back in the game. Snack's going to get the spray on Glaive, but shot in the back by Device. 3-on-3, the bomb ticking on the site. Kirby, the only one with the kit currently picked up, and he's dropping in health as well. Device trying to move in, but Sip is dropped, and now Astralis, is it time to back out? Device gets the kill. Long range spray coming in. Bialy staying alive, and Device has to give up. He's got the triple, but he can't win the round. It'll be 9-11, still favoring Astralis, but Virtus.pro absolutely alive in the second half here.
One round closer, and we're just seeing how powerful this T side is for VP. There was definitely a chance there for Astralis to make their way back into it, considering Taz overstepping himself, giving up the man advantage, turning it into a 4-on-4. But when it matters most, this was Bialy's round. He had a rough couple of rounds before it, but he bounced back in the key round that's going to make the difference here for Virtus.pro, because now they're primed to tie things up. There's only the Hero AK left on Device. Dupree has spent money on Kevlar, but it's a very light buy here for Astralis. They're trying to save up. There's the flash opening. Taz definitely not going to get caught by that.
No, I think he actually heard Device running to begin with, so he had a very good idea that someone was going to be in that position. This is really history repeating itself from the first half. And that one Hero AK, they've done a good job, Astralis, even just with the Deagle, so it's not impossible, but Bialy's already realized they're pushing up this far. Glaive coming in on the other side. Virtus.pro just waiting, they don't care.
Yeah, he wasn't able to get a head count, it seems. So this is a little bit problematic for VP. What is going to be the call? All they know is that there's been aggression in B, but they don't know how many bodies were there. Just looks like they're content to sit and wait. They haven't seen much in mid either, apart from the early smoke and the aggression from Taz to start, or rather from Device.
Now they're going to realize, and they're going to check every corner, especially because Glaive was this far up, so I don't think there's a problem for Virtus.pro. Again, these grenades are going to make all the positions very hard to hold, and Neo walking in before the grenades even land with the AK, he's realizing there's not a stack on this bomb site. Kirby close with the pistol, but Bialy ready. And now the bomb is going to be going down. There's nothing Astralis could do to really stop that from happening. It's a good kill for Glaive, but it's really Device with this AK. If they wanted to hero this round back, now is the time. And Dupree actually picks up a kill as well. They've got him isolated in the corner. Snacks and Taz, they're back on the ramp there. That could be a problem. Grenades are coming in now. Astralis trying for the retake. Snacks is down, and now it's Taz in the back. He gets the spray, and Wamba walks into Dupree. Triple kill, and Astralis steal a round away. Unbelievable.
Off of a Hero AK as well. There was so little else to work with there for Astralis, but they got every shot in the end.
Oh, those two positions. So when one is on the left-hand side, like here, where Snacks is coming out, and Taz is all the way on the right, that can be a really big problem, because for Taz to help out Snacks as he's coming out of the tunnel, he has to step so far out that he's going to get shot from the bomb side anyway. It feels like it might have been a sort of a crossfire, but it really isn't. They're actually in very bad positions at that point in time. 12-9. And now Astralis, surely that's going to give them the momentum and the boost that they needed.
And now they've got a real chance here, Astralis. It's so painful to lose eco rounds, not only obviously because you're going to fire Astralis up, but because you have to spend so much money. All of your bank that you were developing, that eco round, you're supposed to be farming money if you're VP. Now they've spent everything they had. Astralis have a real chance now to just shut them out. It's a 12-9 for Astralis. And now, well, Bialy, again, Bialy's been very effective with these first kills. He's going to get caught in the back, however, Dupree gets the drop on him, but still, 4-on-4. This situation should now favor VP.
They used that last Molotov, but not where Kirby's standing. So if they don't hard check it, this could be bad. Neo running in, and Kirby turns around for what he thought was going to be a flashbang coming in. Device, oh, he guesses the timing and takes down Snacks. He's going to try and shoot through the box, but not quite at the right angle. 3-on-3 for the retake. Taz goes down as well. If Astralis win this round, they won't have the money, Virtus.pro. It's going to be a really big problem. Neo, great headshot, taking him down, but he can't rotate quick enough or can't get the angle quick enough. Device will drop him for a triple kill of his own. He's almost tied with Kirby. 23 on Device, 24 on Kirby, and a 13-9 lead here. With the bomb plant, I guess they could buy AKs on 3. It's a risk, though.
They have to. I don't think they can let Astralis get up to 14 rounds. You have to go for the buy if you have this much money. Neo has enough, even to drop an AWP if that's what they want to go for. And there's the timeout called from Virtus.pro this time. So the 1 2-minute timeout that each team has, and VP are deciding to use it now. I mean, to me, watching Neo, like watching how these individual players are going for it, right? Bialy's great at the beginning of the round. He's finding these opening kills. Neo, obviously there, just so calm and collected. It just feels like right now they need to give a little bit of time here for Taz, for Snacks, for Pasha to breathe a little. Because they're seeing just a little bit of, like, just a little shakiness there that's uncharacteristic of those players. I mean, you're talking about real veterans here. They should not be making these mistakes.
There would be an element of justice as well if Virtus.pro could come back from this scoreline. I mean, it's not quite 13-7 like it was on Train in the Major, but still, I think Astralis mentally feel like right now this is it. This is the lead that we need. It's big enough that we can win the map and put it in a third one. And see if the timeout is going to make a big difference here. It's also curious, isn't it? If you look at the scoreboard for Astralis, Sipnix and Glaive have got 9 and 8 kills, and then on the other side it's 24 and 23. So this is not, I mean, it's obviously a team effort, but there are some players here that are doing a lot more work than others.
Yeah, Kirby in particular. Man, is still a monster. Did cool off just a little bit after the first. But he's still looking very solid. Device as well has woken up. He was at WP. Although Zipnix is still up on the hut, so it looks like they're going to go right back to it after using some nades.
And he's very risky. They try and jump to look for Taz, but he's in a great position, unable to be spotted. And they are coming in towards the monster tunnel here. Pasha's going to make some noise over at A, and I wonder if that's enough to distract Astralis for them to fall back. One grenade in, buys a bit of time, but look at the clock, 30 seconds left. Virtus.pro, they are cutting it very late here. This setup is great, but Bialy, what an entrance. Now Dupree's on the other side, spraying furiously. They line up, and Dupree gets a quick double kill. Device with a shot on Taz, and Pasha, he's making the noise over here, but it doesn't matter. The bomb is down with 15 seconds here. Oh God, Dupree with that triple kill. That's all they needed. In spite of Bialy, clean cut, cleaving the head right off of Zip.
Again. Bialy just able to provide these opening kills, but VP, they're just not capitalizing. Another round on the board here for Astralis, and Astralis really felt like they just dialed in on that round. Going off the information, initially Device, he knew that Taz wasn't able to back off, it seems. Sensed it and eventually got his kill, but this is the big play right here. Stacking up, lining up. And well, that was Dupree's round, surely. 14-9. WMP double rifle. Very light on the grenades, and is it time to just go for the early aggression again here, Virtus.pro? Device is not having any of it. He was just hoping that someone would go for the peak mid, but it's not happening this time. Instead, some action connector perhaps.
Oh, great wallbang. Taz dropping quite low, but he still lands that headshot on Dupree. It looked like he was so slow as well. Walking into it, probably going to upset Dupree quite a bit. There's a good entry frag for the 1 AK that they do have here. Are they going to try for another clever boost over the wall to try and see if anyone is there? They're not going to get a chance this time either.
This is just Taz's turf. Just content to sit and wait if they're going to try and get control of Soars back, but Astralis, they've rotated up to A. And this time, it's still just Device, but he's looking towards Monster, towards T-Spawn now. So he's looking for that shot on Bialy later on. Instead, it's going to be action up on A here. Kirby and Glaive about to be tested. Kirby holding on long.
Yeah, this position didn't work last time. Neo made sure to check it. And again, they smoke it off. Glaive trying to buy the time with the counter Molotov out. 40-second spray. Looked like that was very nearly going to connect, but not this time. They re-smoke it again, and Virtus.pro getting through here won't be easy at all. More grenades landing. Taz goes down to Device, and now the flashes are in, but Kirby's still hiding behind him. He's going to execute. Both continues to spray. Very out of bullets, and Bialy is finally going to get the re-frag there. Taz, or Snacks with the UMP. Still a 2-on-2 here. 18 seconds. Where's that bomb plant happening?
I need to get in there. Snack's going to be able to cover his teammate. That's Bialy sticking the plant. Snack spots a man and banking now. It's all on Bialy. Bialy, you've been very good at the beginning of the rounds. Now you need to clutch it for your team. 1v2. Device and Zipnix have to realize where he's playing from as well. They've got the angles on the boxes covered, but they've left it long enough. They're going to have to start pushing in here, and there's the angle, but he doesn't get the shot. Zipnix survives with 5 HP.
As map point here for the Danish side, 15-9, and I love the wallbang through the box again. It's highly underused in my opinion. Very, very good job.
They've been getting some great double sprays. Dupree's, Kirby's here at the end. But you're right, map point. All of the money necessary here for Astralis to finish strong, and VP, because they got that bomb plant, they actually have something to work with as well. They have the AKs, handful of nades. And now is it early aggression B? It does look like they want to change things up, perhaps looking for the split into connector, but no, the bomb is staying in mid, so might be a little bit slower here for Virtus.pro. Instead, aiming for Source control.
It's unbelievable how well Device and Kirby are playing in this map. If not for that, Astralis don't win this at all. Dupree wins the first fight there with a bit of help from Sip. Brings out Taz, who was doing so well over at Sewer, and now next in line, Pasha's going to be going down. Not really great here. Virtus.pro fighting to keep this map alive. They don't obviously want to go to the third one, but it looks like they might not have a choice.
Yeah, tough for Pasha. He was so desperate to trade the kill on Dupree. Zipnix was ready and waiting for it, though. That push on short cost him, and now the man advantage here for Astralis. 2 players on B, and soon to be 2 holding passive A as well.
This is exactly the sort of situation where I wish they would go to that position that Taz was holding and try and boost to look into the B-bomb side. That would be a great way to get opened, and because they don't have that many grenades, it's not like they can all group up outside and go for, you know, really beautiful execute. You need some sort of tricky play to bring this round back.
Where is Bialy? He's taking point right now, so he wouldn't even be able to get the smoke down to block off upper. It's going to come down to flashes now.
Look at where Glaive is coming from. He has a Molotov, so if they try for that bomb plant, it's not even going to happen. There's the spray coming in. Sip, he's finally going to go down, but the damage is already done to Neo and Snacks. They're very low on health for 25 seconds. Dupree gets a kill, and Neo, the last one left. He goes down to Device, 16-9, and Astralis bring this grand final, or so this semi-final, into the third map. Just a bit of a slip there. It was the grand final last time, but what an amazing second map. 26 kills on both Device and Kierbu. That engine, that duo, bringing it to a third map.
And this is going to be the true strength, because now you're going into home turf here for Astralis as well. Ending strong on both maps. Overpass. Very strong map choice for Astralis, but Train as well. So it's not going to get any easier here for Virtus.pro. And we all remember how it went at the major finals. If you haven't watched that match, go back and watch the VOD. Definitely worth.
It can't get better, can it? What a great way, what a great map to finish this series on. If Virtus.pro are going to get a chance to say, well, obviously what we need now is that same 13-7 situation. That would be interesting. Get the full historical replay. It's very, very exciting, obviously, and it's only the first semi-final sim. Like, we've still got Northern SK playing. We've still got a grand finals today.
You still have Danish Hope.
Yeah.
You've actually doubled up on this, Anders. In terms of like gambling, you're coming at it from both sides.
Yeah.
You're trying to maximize your odds here.
But yeah, all lose everything, as is the most common result in Vegas. But
can't happen. All right, we're gonna throw it to the desk real quick to hear what the analysts have to say.
Thanks, you two. Yes, just echoing Anders' sentiment there, that the fact that it goes to Train is just perfect. Yeah. For us here at the desk, for you guys at home, and just for any Counter-Strike fans who could possibly want to see that grand final replayed. It comes to Train, Duncan, of course joined by Chad Birchall and Janko 1K Punovic, and myself and Machine. It does. It goes down to Train. We get to see the match where VP, having multiple public platforms, said, we threw the game. We did not lose the game, we threw the game.
Sure.
I mean, this is just, it's perfect. Everyone enjoys a storyline like this.
Yeah, absolutely. But the interesting thing is, obviously, we've had a very different series to last time.
Yes.
I mean, the whole reason why it doesn't really matter who wins this one in terms of deciding who really should have won the other one is that the other one informs this game entirely. Like, for example, this game we just saw now on Overpass, very different tone to it, This time, I mean, Astralis, they're very dominant on T side. This time we didn't get all the great epic plays that you used to from VP, They kind of shut it down when they were on their T side. They had a lot of problems. And obviously this time Device did turn up, That was the big problem in the last final, was even on the Overpass they won in narrow fashion. Device was kind of a bit absent on that one.
Yes, and a very different Overpass. This is where I can turn to you, Chad. I mean, what stood out to you from a gameplay perspective, giving the Danes the edge?
VP's T side, they were finding the opening kills quite often, but the problem was they weren't able to convert, and normally they're really good at that. So they looked a bit lost in their mid-round decision-making, just seemed like they were fumbling over themselves and then going into the last 20-30 seconds of the round without a clear plan, and they were just getting multi-killed and slaughtered when that was happening. But ecos, they were getting ecoed again. Same thing we saw happen on Nuke, but they were able to be dominant and throw out the gun rounds. This time, it actually impacted their economy. It really hurt them. It slowed them down, and saw it on the scoreboard.
We certainly did. You saw the scoreboard there. Bialy, though, did show up. I know you suggested he can be sometimes a non-factor, Janko. At least Bialy is on all cylinders, ready for the third map.
I mean, he had 120 ADR in the first map, so now averaged at about 100. I think it's always Bialy being a player, but we always talk about extremely mechanically strong, so always a good sign for him on a map like Train, right? When you go into that execute, when you go on yard, he's the second or the third guy coming in. If he's on point, he gets those trades and he gets you the bomb plant. And obviously at that point it's much easier to play out the round. It's always difficult if you're getting shut down without even getting to the bomb site.
Yeah, and just sticking with you for a moment, when we are going into train, I think it's actually probably more beneficial for all of us if we turn our attention to that as opposed to breaking down Overpass. Was there any like blaring points wanted to be made about Overpass before we move on?
I just want to say how there was a round where Bialy was taking a fight with an AK. This was versus Nico.
Sure.
And he was fighting the player at Heaven. The player only had a pistol. Now, people would say that's not an unfavorable duel for someone with an AK, obviously, but it was a fight he didn't need to take. So it was just an unnecessary fight.
And that led to a round loss.
Yeah, and they lost that round.
Just don't get decoed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Top advice, there you go. We'll move to train then, which is where Astralis did manage to go ahead and lift that trophy in Atlanta. The determining match now, excuse me, the determining map is about to start. Yanko, Astralis favorites on train?
I think it's 50-50, probably. I mean, I don't think we're going to see the same train we saw at the major. You know, VP being up 7-0 early on the T side, and then the miraculous comeback and all of that stuff. So, again, the second map a lot different than the first one, more mistakes. So I'm just hoping for like a game that's pretty clean, yeah, in terms of CS. So it will come down to who outplays who.
Chad, he's looking for some clean CS. Now, train, what have we got to look out for here?
It looks like when VP are getting in trouble, they're pulling out the double AWPs like later in the half. Maybe pull that out earlier because it seems to be successful for them. So maybe go to that early. One of the things that we need to make note of is the way that Astralis approached that T side. When they played in the final, they went to aggressive plays when nothing else was working. I wonder if their tone will be different and they'll start out a bit more aggressive to catch VP off. We're just going to have to wait and see who wants to set the pace, I think.
Now, actually, we've just heard we do have the Weatherman set up. We do have just an opportunity for Yanko to jump onto Stats Helix and give us one little extra insight of
Take a quick stroll,
Overpass.
Alex. We don't have time.
Make it quick.
So, like
Speed
this
walking.
one is, as Duncan also pointed out, actually I think he tweeted it out, the Danish teams, all the Danish in-game leaders are really good at having like strats where you're explosive towards the B bomb site. And this was actually the second round of the game, right? Astralis on a Tech 9 force buy against a full bot VP. VP just coming off from a stomp. So this is like Astralis, if they lose this round and are forced to eco, you are scared that maybe VP just, you know, runs away with the game. So you can see early on they're a bit spread around. They want to force VP back, gain some map control, and you can see how with the limited amount of resources that they have, only 3 smokes and a flash, they'll be able to go into that B execute towards the bomb. So you can see the smokes falling down. So this is basically one of the more common setups where the players will be behind these smokes and just hold passive lines into the bomb site because they have the advantage with rifles. So Astralis is to an extent expecting that. They have an execute in place which counters a setup like this. They want to be able to get close range with the Tech 9 because that's where they have a fighting chance. And you can see how they will together push up into the bomb site, manage to overwhelm the defenders who are caught a little bit in the middle of nowhere. You know, you could see Neo and Bialy in front of the smoke, some of the players behind the smokes, and the all-important second round, the force buy, is won by Astralis, and that gives them momentum coming into the second map.
Yeah, just on that, you saw Taz staying behind the smoke as Neo jumped off Heaven to go help Bialy in the pit.
Right.
If Taz had pushed forward, you know, they could have had more people fighting, or Neo could have just gone, hey, Bialy, you're screwed, mate, you're on your own, and just left him to die. And then had it, instead they kind of got caught in decision making. So you want to be pretty decisive in those kind of moments.
Okay, perfect. Well, train is about to begin. I'm receiving word that they are already locked and loaded, and so we are going to go ahead and take a quick break. Now, you are watching on the stream, but if you were interested in watching it in an entirely different way, Sliver does exist. Get the VR goggles on and have a little look through this walkthrough.
we play for one goal.
Whoa, he got out! He goes down, and Sarah is in the form of his life. He was a champion!
The earth was plunged into darkness and was reclaimed by nature. Not for us, but for the machines. The time has come to find out why. Earth is ours no more.
Horizon Zero Dawn, only on PlayStation.
PlayStation.
DreamHack Masters Las Vegas is brought to you by Asus, Republic of Gamers, HyperX, Monster Energy, live at MGM Grand.
Welcome to Las Vegas. It is going to be the final map of the first semi-final here, DreamHack Masters, and it's already been incredible. It's Virtus.pro versus Astralis, and I'm so excited that we're getting to see all three maps, especially because the last one is Train. Seville, are you excited?
Absolutely, Anders, because we have actually Astralis fighting back. That's right, disregard Nuke. It's fine, Astralis. You get into Overpass, it's clearly your territory. You went to work. Now we're going into a map, Anders, where the last time these two teams faced, it was so even. It was a crazy match. It's the perfect map to finish this best of 3 on.
Yeah, I think Duncan even said that they wouldn't get double digits on Overpass, and it turned out to be right. It's always disturbing when Duncan hits
on
those.
The prediction game.
His prediction game this tournament's been incredibly on point, so that's something to worry about. See how he did also pick Astralis to win this. It's the only one on the desk. In case you missed that part, I think Chad and Yanko went for VP 2-1.
Well, we actually outnumber him, don't we? You know,
in the sense
yes. That right, because it's like we got 3 of us going for Astralis.
Well, include us. I think my prediction is not so much. It's just I just have to do it at this point. You know, mine doesn't count in the same way, I guess. It is the final map coming up, and it can't get any better. I feel like we're just almost too lucky to have the same scenario again. It will be on Train. Virtus.pro have already won the knife round. They're going to be starting on CT side, and Astralis, they'll be on the terrorist side. There's no way you can know how this can go. I still maintain, I'm still not even sure, even when I went back and tried to rewatch the game, exactly how they got from 13-7 to winning the game in that major finals. There's no way you can repeat that. If you replay, if you sort of rewound time and played that you know, from that scoreline again and again and again, this is the 1 in 1,000 time where Astralis make the comeback.
Absolutely, but I mean, to me, it's the shakiness. We saw mistakes being made by VP when they got. And that's kind of what we saw here from him on Nuke. Device never really able to get into the fight.
That's a lot of investment and a lot of armor that you could be lacking later on. They've managed to return to a more normal setup here, Virtus.pro, after having 4 in A. They're back with 2 in B, and Astralis are just waiting.
Yep, they're waiting for the collapse. Although that bomb is starting to rotate over, so perhaps a delayed take on Brown Halls. They've had 2 players waiting Pop Dog this entire time, though. But Zipnix is just now starting to work his way over towards Brown Halls, which is his usual stomping grounds. So let's see, options abound here for Astralis. They can still go anywhere on this map.
Sips put out the smoke that's going to land down by Ivy, so trying to fake it while they're running down the slope, but there's a lot of BP players waiting on the slope right now. Bialy missing the first couple of shots, but there's the secondary headshot coming in. They've taken out Taz. Bialy still controlling the bomb. 35 seconds left here. He finally goes down to Kirby. 3 on 3. VP, they need to hit this retake in. Neo taking out Kirby's a great start. But Dupree alive, trying to reload while jumping on the ladder. He's going to get executed by Pasha, and that leaves Device. No bomb plan, no chance. Snacks will take him down. And Virtus.pro, they saw that coming. That was incredibly well read. They had 2 people by C connector on that ramp. They had Bialy on the bomb site, and that smoke landing on A, they didn't care at all. They just said, no, we're not buying this.
This is actually, I mean, perhaps a little bit of a cause for concern. It would actually be fun to see the updated pistol sets for the entire tournament now. But going into yesterday's quarterfinal matches, Astralis still hadn't won a pistol. That changed versus NiP. Here they've only won a single pistol, and that was a CT pistol. Their T-side pistols right now, Astralis, they're not making it work, and it's making their lives harder, obviously.
They seem to be faring better in the follow-up rounds. Nice attempt at a grenade there. The problem is the vent that's in that room does catch almost all grenades, including flashbangs, which is really annoying. The Device still goes down. should be one of those rounds here where Virtus.pro don't lose. They shouldn't lose anyone else aside of Bialy here.
Agreed. Snacks with the M4. He's going to be the point man. Looks like he's already up in sniper as well, in case Astralis had some kind of crafted strategy to come into this. 2 smokes still on Astralis, so they do have some options when it comes to an execute. And Dupree still waiting very patiently over an alley. Neo is going to be the one holding that angle. So we'll see if he can close the distance. He does have that Tech 9, Dupree. Up close, that's what you're looking for.
He's waiting very patiently right now. It probably needs someone else to make the first move. Glaive, a bit of noise over by the brown holes. 45 seconds here, and Astralis really playing this round slowly.
Still have both smokes. So it looks like one of those smokes. Let's see, Zipnix is carrying it. Glaive and Kirby. Glaive over by Popdog and Kirby over by main, but now the smokes are going to come through.
Neo running into the bomb site instead of staying down by Ivy, so doesn't want to try and fight in case anyone comes through. He's already bought so much time with this one Molotov, making sure that Glaive can't get out, but now they've managed to wrap around, and maybe they could sandwich on the bomb site here. Snacks in a bit of a weird position, but he's going to win the first fight, and that might have been enough for them to win the round. Kirby will get the headshot in, but with only 10 seconds and the bomb dropped all the way back there, shouldn't be able to get the kills or the bomb plant in time, and in fact, he's just going to go down with 3 seconds left there, so a pretty expensive round for Virtus.pro. They throw away more rifles and more armor than they needed to, but they do win it.
Yeah, they're throwing away the SMGs. They save Snacks' M4, so that's a big save there. And Taz, he wants to hold on to that P90. It costs more. And so we've seen some pros actually using the P90 these days. It almost feels like, you know, trolly matchmaking kind of play, but you can make it work. It's just the issue being you want to buy SMGs because they're going to also bolster your economy. You get double the money with an SMG kill. P90s, you don't. So that's why you see, you know, pros just a little leery about using that one. But Taz has made it work in the past. Bialy, headshot on Glaive. And this is just an anti-eco round coming in here from Virtus.pro. So, you know, speaking of SMGs, we have another 2 UMPs being bought here.
And you sort of get a chance here to make up for the previous round where you lost the 3 players. If you can have a flawless round here, it almost evens out economically speaking. So let's see if Virtus.pro are going to be able. And yeah, I mean, on train, P90, I don't mind it that much, especially playing on that B bomb side. Taz can run and gun all day. Nice tapping there from Pasha. P90 going to be put to use. He's still holding in mouse 1. The transfer right onto Device face. And the Dupree going to cancel the bomb plant. And he gets the kill on Pasha. So not bad. 2 kills in that round. I think Astralis are going to be quite satisfied with that. Now they buy rifles, including that AWP on Device.
Exactly. He just had the money for the Kevlar as well. I was curious to see if it was going to be more of it. On OverPass, it started out with the Device kind of shying away from the AWP. But it seems like that's going to be a key part of the plan here to create some space. Where does he take it to begin with, though? That's the question. It's looking like the A main play here from him. He's going to have backup as well from Glaive. In the meantime, Pasha looking for a peek into brown halls. Always want to try and go for that peek in brown halls because they are very consistent. When Astralis go for the default kind of play, you're putting Zipnix over there every time.
Device hoping that someone goes and peeks on top of that train, which is very common, so worth the wait here. Pasha on the other side has decided to fall all the way back. He's not going to stay on that corner, and I don't really blame him for it. Right now, Virtus.pro aren't giving many possibilities here for an entry at all. Device has to sneak quite far in, and this is sort of dangerous. He sees the gun barrel, though, and gets the shot on Snacks. That must have been his arm almost, but enough for the frag. That's a nice beginning.
And he's even got a teammate to stack as well to create space. Glaive just goes charging out bravely, but Neo wasn't holding the angle. Bialy pushed in Popdog, however. We're getting down to the time where Astralis are going to have to go for that execute. 45 seconds left in the bomb, rotating through brown halls, but Bialy... Oh, they were just making noise! Oh, the mind games.
They're really trying to trick Virtus.pro, and they got to be careful about running the clock so low. Sip with this smoke probably going to make them think, oh yes, it is a B push, we're in the right place, but in fact, the bomb's still making its way back. Glaive goes down. Bialy, can he be the hero? Now it's a 4-on-4. Neo picking up the kill on Dupree. This is looking very good. Bialy gets one more shot, taking down Sipnix, and now there's only 20 seconds. Virtus.pro bringing it back. Neo picking up that kill, and now Kirby entirely lost out in the A side here. Virtus.pro, it didn't look like they were in very good positions, but it works out just marvelously. Triple kill on Bialy, and a 4-round lead here for VP. That has got to be painful if you're Astralis. You get that opening, You even sell the idea that the B push is coming, then you throw away 2 kills in Pop Dog to Bialy, and that is very hard to recover from.
It's painful when you're leaving so little time left for the execute, but also, I mean, you want to give time for a Molotov perhaps to make some work to clear out Bialy if he's holding close. Even a Pop Flash, just not using anything there to make their lives easier. And so Bialy, again, reigns supreme. Bialy was also so key in picking up opening kills for Virtus.pro on an overpass. He was so consistent with it. Glad to see that he's maintaining the level here in the 3rd map of this first semifinal. Bialy with his 2nd anti-eco kill. Takes down Kirby and Neo now with the AWP, perfectly capable of making good use of this rifle. Whoa, the shoulder peek though.
Asher also missing a shot, but they don't have armor, so regardless, it's going to be a great round here. Finally, a flawless one for the Polish side. That is very good news. And you mentioned Bialy does have 10 kills and 2 deaths, so he's off to a very strong start here. And Astralis economy, enough that they can put together a very good buy in this round, but it's still got to give them some flashbacks here to the major. This kind of beginning for Virtus.pro.
Absolutely. The only difference is that VP started on T side at the major. So here, but we've seen what VP can do. They can get that lockdown. It was the same thing on Nuke. The defense was impregnable. Here, Virtus.pro, and now they're taking the fight to Astralis. Scary situation, but he's going to get the bait. Taz doesn't matter. But Pasha was close enough to get the trade kill. That was key. Neo there to follow it up on Kirby, and Dupree not going to find the opening. Bialy wins the duel. Glaive, the last man alive here for Astralis, but it's a 1v3, and it's not looking good. Bialy assassinates him, and it's a 7-0 lead now? 6-0 lead, my mistake, but still, this is getting out of hand.
I'm shocked that Dupree didn't win that spray fight versus Bialy. That looked very odd, but 6-0, and they just keep going. It was not a bad idea for Astralis in this round. As soon as they realized that there were 2 people pushed up in the white halls, they just go straight to A. They say, all right, let's just all rush out A and make that work. If they'd won even one of those aim battles early on, it could have been a pretty good call, I think. But again, they're out of money, and VP going to be very excited about this situation. That's a nice long-range dig there from Glaive, taking down the AWP on Neo.
Okay, then. Is this going to be the cascade? No, because that bomb is waiting over by Ali. Just some noise being made here. Zipnik's trying to cause a diversion. Snacks, however, not going to get caught by Device. Dupree's still there, but if Bialy peaks at the perfect time, exactly takes that fight, wins it. There's the flash. Great teamwork there. Some support from Snacks. Allows them to drop the bomb carrier.
Man, Bialy is playing on a whole new level in this map. Now up to 14 kills and just 2 deaths. I mean, a lot of these have been against unarmored targets, but regardless, he is such a star once he really gets shining. 7-0.
I'm kind of surprised that they're not going for the timeout right now, Astralis, to be frank. Just because when you see a 7-0 lead, teams have a fail-safe sometimes. 7-0 lead, clearly something's wrong. Timeout, talk about it. Might be the fact that they only have the 1 timeout to use, that they're willing to hold off just a little bit longer.
You never know if you're going to need it later on, I suppose. But it is starting to look very questionable here for the Danish side. Sure, they're playing on the less favored side, but they got to make this work. The jump over, Neo certainly spots that. Sometimes you can get it so that if they're scoped at the right angle, they won't even see the cross at all. But
right.
Neo,
if he's holding on the right side there, for example, he doesn't see that jump. Tough break. But they are able to sneak their way out. They have to commit a smoke to it, Astralis, but they are going to be able to get Kirby and Dupree out of alley intact. And in the meantime, Zipnik's this time around, instead of just making noise, he's fully cleared out Brown Halls. So they could rotate over towards that B site.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if they couldn't. Zipnik's maybe the only one who could even stop it, but they're actually planning on the other side of the silo, so that's not going to happen. There's Dupree, comes charging out of decon. He goes down immediately afterwards, but at least he's delayed the bomb a bit. It's still a 2-on-4, and Device, can he find the right angle? They're trying to both shoot through the smoke. There's Zipnik's getting one, so this bomb is finally down. Device in a 1-on-3, and won't make it happen. Pasha instead picks up a double. We're at 14-3 here. The revenge of Virtus.pro, it's looking great early on.
Just making noise, he's fully cleared out Brown Halls. So they could rotate over towards that B site.
Should have maybe seen that coming, but he goes down. And again, man advantage here for Astralis. So far, they haven't been able to use that for anything and actually build around behind it, but this time they got 1 minute and 20 seconds.
3 smokes and a flash. That's what you have to work with here. Versus a very well-equipped VP. You still have a good bit of utility, 2 incendiaries. Most importantly here, left for VP to use to buy time. So if they run this clock down too much, that might come back to bite them here, Astralis. Snack's not going to make the kind of mistake that's going to allow Device to find another pick here. All they need to do at this point with the double AWP setup, sit and hold the angles.
It's a good flashbang. Oh, he very nearly spotted. That would have been close. He could have got that kill if he had peeked a couple of inches more. Then he smokes it up instead, 45 seconds, and they're going to be running back from Ivy, just leaving Dupree down there. They will try, it looks like, for another crunch on the A-bomb side, sort of a 3-pronged attack, and with 35 seconds, they're going to make their way in, but Bialy trying to see if he can stay alive up on that train, but Sip will take him down. It's still looking good for Astralis, except for the time that's running down very quickly. Snacks, who managed to get in behind and taking down Dupree. Kirby will drop next in line. Device goes down to Snacks, and now it's Sip 1 versus 3. Virtus.pro, unstoppable, 9 rounds in a row. And look at that. Bialy, 16-4 is the scoreline.
There we go. Snacks just looking over at him. You are so happy if you got Bialy right now to start you off strong. Zipnix, he was right there for the trade kill as well. But between Bialy and Snacks, that was like the death knell. If you get the kill on Dupree like that, 4-3, all of a sudden Astralis have those 3 angles to worry about. Between Pasha rotating in from the B site and Snacks in the back line, it's just so tough for Astralis to win that fight. Now we're into a half buy here for Astralis, trying to save up the money. Kirby and Dupree invested in Kevlar. But these slow rounds right now just aren't working for Astralis. When are they going to just decide, you know what, we need to go for a rush. We need to just try and barrel onto a site and get the job done.
Yeah, but will that even work? I mean, Virtus.pro, they've got to be ready for it. And the problem is, if you try and go for that kind of a rush so late in when they have all this money, you're going to run into all the Molotovs and all the grenades as well. This is so impressive. This is the beginning of an incredible rivalry between these 2 teams. Just because of the tweets going back and forth, and obviously because of the history here. Bialy picking up even more kills, getting a double in the round, make it. Or actually, Snacks going to steal that one away from him, and a double kill for Snacks too. Triple at the end. 10 straight rounds. And at this very point in time, Bialy alone has as many kills as the entire Astralis team combined. I mean, it's not quite because Snacks is up there as well, but it could almost be Bialy versus Astralis.
All right, you're going to Snacks and Bialy right now. How happy are you if you're VP and both Snacks and Bialy are just ripping Astralis to shreds? I mean, Taz, it's not like Taz is doing a poor job. They just aren't going B. Astralis, they've gone B twice. So when are you going to change it up here, Astralis, and start heading over towards that B site? Give Zipnix some work over here, clearing out brown halls.
11th round coming up. They need to put together a lot of rounds, and there's the rump coming in, the rush. Taz trying for the spray and not connecting even close. Dupree will take him down, a little overzealous on the Molotovs. I think they're so nervous right now. They just maybe are making some basic mistakes. They could have saved that one grenade. And now Kirby, incredibly aggressive push up here. It's going to be hard for Virtus.pro to see that this is coming. Don't think they've heard him either. Bialy tries to make that work, but he's going to get shot in the back by Kirby. Zipnix picking up a shot on Snacks, and this is pretty much the round. There's no way Pasha and Neo can make this work. They've got the kill on Kirby, but all they should try and do is make sure that Astralis lose as many rifles as they can here.
Yeah, because you already have 16,000 in Pasha's bank. 3 players above 10K right now for Virtus.pro. So yeah, just stay alive. Astralis as well, they don't have any money to work with. You do not want to sacrifice too much here in this hunt. Astralis know that VP can full buy no matter what. So don't risk your AKs, hold on to the AWP, and great. Now you have a very strong round to follow up on here, Astralis. It's not over yet. VP are in double digits, but if you start running it back now, 10-5, it's going to get interesting in the second half. So it's the never say die moment here for Astralis.
10-1.
That was great call from Glaive, because look at VP. They got caught so out of position. They had 4 players cheated over towards A at the very beginning, right? Because Astralis aren't going B. Why are we going to we can keep cheating and having the extra defense over on A. They finally get the punish, though, Astralis. Glaive with the timing.
Pasha's actually sticking around. When this Molotov goes out, he could go for a quick peek, and maybe Astralis won't be ready for it. He's scoped up, walking in, and there's a flick, taking down Sip. He saw that coming. Very well done.
And now you play for the retake. Not a bad position for Taz to be in. He's not over-committed. He can even fall back a little bit further, and then Pasha can set up to hold the angle exactly from connector, although it looks like they're going to rotate back over towards A, and they're already out on the B side. This is going to get wild. Taz is going to get completely flanked. Nobody watching upper. Pasha will get his second kill, but Kirby there to trade.
And again, the Molotovs raining into that C connector. One of them cancelled immediately by Snacks. He's hiding. You see,
already out on the B side. This is going to get wild. Taz is going to get
He's
completely flanked.
It is going to be a 3-on-3
Nobody watching upper. Pasha will get his second kill, but Kirby there to trade.
Device will take him down. That's
the Molotovs raining in.
Otherwise, who knows if he could have ninja'd that bomb. 10-2 as Astralis finally put in back-to-back rounds. Tragically for them, the Virtus.pro economy is so good that the Polish team just gonna continue to buy here.
Yeah, back-to-back B hits. You're training VP to have to actually stop cheating and keep the 2 over on B. If you want to really go for a Sidewinder now, if you're Astralis, you just go for a very quick play onto A. And just be like, right, let's go. All out aggression. Oh my God, Glaive, you're so sick. Straight out onto A now, and VP, they're out of position. Dupree with the opening, but Snacks does manage to pick up 1.
Oh, but look at the quick fight coming in from Neo. He's read this. This is very smart. And Snacks hitting another headshot coming in from Popdog. Taz continues to spray onto Device. And if he tries to fall back, Neo is going to be there. This could be the knife, Neo. You've got the opportunity. The rifle will do it instead. And Kievu in a 1-on-4. And Virtus.pro, initial shock from that rush, but they just adapt so incredibly well.
Yeah, so quick. Neo at that point, I mean, well, it's the B defense between Pasha and Taz immediately pushing. No time wasted. Jerry's still in the fight, though, 1v3. But you got to give it. This is a true battle between both of these teams. Still, however, there isn't enough damage done here if you're Astralis. You have enough money to buy on 3-4 players going into the next round. But you haven't done enough to put VP low on economy, and so it's 11-2. Still possible for 11-4 here for Astralis, but it's going to be a fight.
It's absolutely amazing, isn't it? 11-2. This is just, it felt like it was meant to be. And the analyst desk were bringing it up. The short exchange after the major between Kiev and Taz, I think it was.
Maybe you're getting a bit too quick. They didn't have the smoke down until way late there towards Alley. Snacks was just getting freebies. Oh, Taz. There's the aggression. Taz and Pasha, the 1-2 combo over on B.
And Neo winning the fight over at Ivy against Dupree. Kiebu and Device sneaking in 2-on-5. At least Device is going to pick up that first kill, but there's no way Virtus.pro can lose this round. All they have to do is relax. They don't under any pressure at all. Device falling back. He realizes they're coming through the smoke on the other side with Snacks, and he's just running for his life, while over at the B-bomb side, Kiebu manages to tap away Taz. Device picks up a kill with more than a minute left. Somehow from a 2v5 into a 1-on-2 here, and Device has managed to sneak his way around. The bomb is all the way on the B-bomb side, so even if he won the fight against Snacks, he would have to go on a really long hike to get over that side.
And Pasha knows it.
How could this be done?
Pasha spots that bomb, so this is it. Snacks is going to start working his way over towards B, because you know where Device has to wind up eventually. 45 seconds left. Oh, Device, he spots the gun barrel. Pasha. Whoa, no! It's the easiest shots that you miss sometimes, and that's going to cost him. 35 seconds.
Oh, the nerves. You can definitely tell. That was clearly just the pressure of the situation getting to Device a bit. Now 1-on-2, the smokes, they're all over the place. He can't see a single thing, and with only 20 seconds, he's knifing inside of the smoke. The panic is overwhelming at this point in time, and he just makes a run. He just wants to try and save the orb for the 15th round. Who knows what could have happened there? A bit of pressure, and it will be 12-2, favoring the Polish team. What a godlike performance for them on Nuke, on Train.
It's been an incredibly one-sided affair. I mean, the calls are there. It's just the firepower right now. Astralis are lacking in it, and it's telling VP. You've got Bialy and Snacks just getting better and better every round, it seems. And now Pasha's getting in on the fight.
Well, also incredibly, Pasha's only died 2 times in 14 rounds. So I can't even believe that that's real. They're doing a fine job himself.
You got to give it to Taz, though. That was such a sick... I mean, the two-pronged assault. And they went for it again. Keep in mind, Astralis, when they went for the rush on A, that's what Taz and Pasha were doing. So they just... Nobody spotted him do it the last time. Rinse and repeat. And it just blindsides Astralis. And now in this round, Astralis, well, they have the AWP from Device. That's great. That's dandy. But they don't have a whole lot else.
can tell that the panic is set in that last round. Winning a third one here for Astralis, sure, maybe a bit of a shrug at the end if you're the Danish side, just thinking, oh, at least we did that, but it can't inspire too much confidence. The road back at this point in time is almost infinitely long. Neo does get smoked just as the jump comes in, a bit annoying for him. But over at the B side, they have a great defense, especially with the Molotovs here. And what can Astralis do to make their way through? They are waiting on the other side of the bomb. It's sort of making its way in that direction too. Virtus.pro, 3 men on the bomb side with potentially a quick rotate from Bialy out of Pop Dog. They were set up perfectly for this.
Yeah, Snacks is going to be in the primo position. He gets spotted, though, so the element of surprise is lost, but Pasha's there to support him. This crossfire working wonderfully. Device will find 1 kill, but he's going to get forced out. Still gets the follow-up, taking a lot of damage, but now he's on the site.
Don't know how he made it through the pre. It's a headshot. What the hell is going on, Virtus.pro? No scope comes in. Device taking down Taz. And now it's a one-on-one. They should never have got this far. Dupree versus Neo. Can he make it through the trains there without getting shut down? The smoke is in, and Neo, he's moving very close. He doesn't have a kit, but it doesn't matter. He's right on top of Dupree, who's picked up the M4. Flashbang gonna go out. Dupree trying to see who he can outsmart Neo. Does he realize how close he is? I'm not sure that he does. He's sneaking in. He's got his back turned. The Neo is inside the smoke, waiting on the other side. The spray is in, and they win the round anyway. Astralis getting a third on the board, and all of it thanks to Device. I have no idea. After the initial mow down as they came on the sidewalk, it should have been a round done. This is a grotesque round from Device.
The fact that he gets the follow-up, he attempts the pre-fire there, just takes his time, lines it up. This shot here is sick. But is it enough? They're taking their time with this. We haven't even begun the countdown to get into the second half. It's time for a breather here. If you're Astralis, you've used your 1 timeout. So every second you can take to discuss and to just get refocused going into the half.
I mean, we did talk about Taz not being in a position to get that many kills, but it's kind of unbelievable that they are ahead 12-3 and Taz only has 5 kills, you know?
They haven't gone B until late in the half. He just hasn't had any action over there. The entire first half pretty much has been nothing but A hits. It wasn't until the very end that they actually started shifting it up. Although he did get a pretty stylish one when he just runs down Zip, makes like just, I'm going to go through this smoke, and then I'm going to just chase you down.
Good luck, have fun has been called. If you were a Virtus.pro fan, this is what you've been waiting for. And you haven't had to wait that long either. A couple of weeks of anticipation, and here it comes. 12-3, favoring the Polish team. And Astralis, they're going to play on the CT side now. They obviously must win the pistol. Already the grenades are in, and 3 men coming out of Pop Dog for the VP side. The Glocks running and gunning, already headshotting Dupree and Kirby. They're so low on health. The smokes are in. They can get the bomb plant, no problem. How can Astralis retake this? And look at the after plant positions here with Pasha up on the high ground. They've orchestrated this perfectly. Glaive gets a headshot on Pasha, and actually that cancels that position, but still, the bomb is down.
And ticking, Glaive looking to see if he can't close the gap. They do have a kit on Glaive. So long as he dies on the bomb site, there's still a chance here for Astralis because he will get headshot by Bialy, but his teammates are moving in behind him. Neo, though, follows up, and it's just in the blink of an eye. The Danes are wiped out. Neo, 2 kills, Bialy 2. And an explosive round once again working for Virtus.pro. No fear. They know that they're ahead. They know they've spent an entire half beating up on Astralis. And just like on Nuke, straight rush. Get out there, VP. They're brawlers. 10-round lead now for Virtus.pro. They're 3 rounds away from a spot in the grand finals. 13-3. This is wild.
The crowd is loving this. Definitely the beginning of a rivalry here. Kirby, you saw the slight head shake there in that last round. Dupree's down after trading Bialy. Kirby looking for it with a deagle, but he's just not going to be able to connect it. Glaive also grenaded and taken out. Device and Sip are left, and at least it's a 2-on-3, but they really need to pull a miracle here. Device not in any position to do anything here. It'll definitely be 14 rounds for Virtus.pro.
We're going to need a good camera shot of Taz as soon as this is over, if VP win it. If VP lose it, we also need a very close camera shot on Taz. Talking smack a little bit on Twitter. But right now, it's looking like he's about to live up to his word. This is wild.
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. Neo taking down Device there. He's been playing a very good game. He's not that far behind Bialy and kills 17 on Neo and just 8 deaths. Astralis obviously putting a lot into that round, so now They might as well continue to buy. I don't see any reason. Are they really just going to go for the USPs here?
Hard eco time. Anything is possible, Anders.
I don't agree with this, though. I think you might as well just go 5/7 armor and just cross your fingers, pray that it's going to work out. Otherwise, you're fighting for 12-round comeback into overtime. And obviously, Virtus.pro, they're well on their way here. The spot in the grand finals is what we're playing for. Snacks gets the kill on Kjaerbye. Now Taz turning around, easy enough shot there. And this is it. 12 match points is what Virtus.pro have right now. And Astralis even behind that save. I mean, it's a buy, but no AWP really, no Molotovs, no kits.
If you get 16-3 twice on both maps that you lose in this series, score on Nuke was 16-3 in VP's favor, with VP just dominating out and out, hardly having to play a T side, and we're seeing the same thing here. Both pistols, one for VP on Nuke and here on Train. Everything is just shaping up here for the Virtus.pro show. This is, now, I mean, if Glaive can actually make this work, we have seen, you know, it says you can actually over-peak when you're checking Pop Dog. But when you have a Molotov, you have the Molotovs there. You should just be chucking one down.
A deep breath here. The arena falling completely silent. Virtus.pro, no. They've got this. Taz making sure no one's going to be able to come up out of Pop Dog there. And a pretty default spread for the Astralis side to be 3A. A little bit of aggression coming out of Kjaerbye, pushing all the way past. There are two people waiting. Oh, sorry, there's the decoy there, tricking me, in fact. Pasha will go down, so that's at least a pretty good push coming in from Kjaerbye. 4 versus 5 here.
Yeah, Neo's about to sack himself, or at least make it sound like it's going to be a B play here. 3 players still locked solid on Astralis towards that B site, but then they have the forward positions here, so even with the smokes going down on A, crossfire is possible here for Astralis.
In from Kjaerbye, but he gets shot in the back by Neo. Dupree up on the Train. A lot of angles against him. Yeah, it's good that he falls back down and gets the shot on Taz, dropping the bomb with just 30 seconds here. This is a problem for Virtus.pro. In a 3v4, sure, but it's more the bomb that's dropped in a really awkward position. Bialy comes in with a shot on Kjaerbye. Somehow they're bringing it back. Bialy hitting a shot on Sip as well. And now it's Device in a 1-on-3. They've turned it around, even being a man down, and almost no time left. Device trying to get in there. Gets the shot on one. He gets a headshot on the second as well. And Device with the double. He taps the bomb once. It's Bialy in the back. He goes for the long-range spray, but Device will just barely be able to pick up that kill. He's the only one keeping Astralis in this game. He's got 15 kills. Nearly Virtus.pro winning that 3v4 with just, what, 25 seconds left.
Bialy again, and the fact that they didn't rush it. We're going to see here exactly. Device moving in. Well, fair enough. This is the 1v3. Only a 1v3 clutch. Thank you, Device. I think Bialy goes for the pick because his teammates are telling him he's lit, he's lit, he's lit, he's lit. We're in NA after all, right, Anders? So, I mean, one bullet. Bialy's thinking, if I hit one bullet, that's it, I've got it. Turns out Device survives with 9 HP. That's painful, but still, VP, more than enough money to go for the buy. They're definitely not out of it. 15-4, match point VP, and a whole bunch of them.
Any mistake will cost Astralis a spot in the grand finals, and Virtus.pro know it. And that last round was set up nicely by Kjaerbye pushing in, but those kind of pushes are going to be more and more difficult to get through. Virtus.pro will be, oh, look at that, Kjaerbye wanting to actually jiggle peek with the knife out, and Bialy somehow beating him to it.
Device has got that hold now, though. He has rotated back around. Glaive gets smoked out. And there's the flash peek, and just barely going for the run by there. Scary stuff, but they get control, and this is actually going to throw a bit of a hitch in things for Virtus.pro. They wanted to be able to start pushing up and getting very close to the exit of Alley. Now with this smoke down, that slows down the whole process here for the Polish team.
Yeah, it does. Still 50 seconds. The bomb is still towards Yard and Main. Sip is alone on B. I kind of like that. They need the 3 people here on the A bomb side. Astralis if they want a chance. Glaive trying to push up against Pasha, who's still got the AWP out. He gets that frag on Glaive. So close, and now Device in a world of trouble out here. He's got Dupree to back him up, and they're going to get the kill, but Dupree goes down right after. Device, he did it last round. He's going to have to do it again. 1-on-3, and not this time. The prophecy has been fulfilled. It's 16-4 against Astralis. Virtus.pro make their way to the grand finals of DreamHack Masters Las Vegas. What an epic team, and what an epic revenge for what happened at the major tournament.
What a battle. The disappointment evident, obviously, in Astralis' face. When you're talking about the beginning of an era, perhaps, when it's their time to fall short. Another top four with Glaive, but this time they fall to Virtus.pro.
Absolutely miraculous. This is gonna spawn so much discussion. Just the fight between these two teams. We're just at the beginning of 2017, and already this is what we've got going on. Obviously, it's only the first semi-final. We still have North and SK playing. We still have a grand finals, and already Taz is gonna be in it, and Sue is down on the stage. So I'd love to hear from them.
I guess we're going, all right. Hi, everybody.
It's not about us, it's about Taz. He wanted this revenge. He said he would get it. He actually prophesied that it would come true, and it did. That's pretty cool.
That's the thing. How sweet it is, revenge here. I mean, Taz has got to be over the moon, and Virtus.pro going up against SK or North. Good odds there. This is VP's time to shine, Anders. This is going to be incredible, but I think we are ready to hear what Taz had to say down on the stage with Smix.
Thank you very much, guys. First of all, Taz, everyone I'm sure remembers when Kirby had that tweet after winning the major. He said that they underperformed, and you were very quick to respond. You said, we will crush you, be prepared, and you kept your promise. You guys won, and now VP is headed to the grand finals.
I mean, what can I say? I told you. I told you this will happen.
Short and simple. Taz, of course, this was a 2-1 victory. Both Nuke and Train were incredibly one-sided. Let's talk about OverPass, as that was the only map that you guys had trouble with. So what do you think went wrong there?
I think this is just Astralis. They have really good overpass. They have good understanding of how to play the game, how to peek, how to work with nades, and they utilized everything on overpass. But on the other maps, it's totally a different story.
The crowd is definitely loving that answer, and of course with this victory you've just defeated the best team in the world. In the grand finals you'll be playing either SK with their new player Phelps, or on the other hand you have North with AZ. What do you think?
I want to play against SK. They are probably very sure they'll win. I just want to destroy them as well.
Loving your answers. Congratulations again, Taz. Best of luck. It'll be Virtus.pro headed to the grand finals.
Oh, well, you know what? Taz interviews always do deliver, and this one is no exception. Stating that he'd like to meet SK because he thinks they'll win, and he'll destroy them.
More importantly, to destroy them.
Yeah, he wants to destroy them. The scoreline, it does go 3 maps, but the 2 that VP take home are absurdly convincing. Seeing them get, what, 4 in one, 3 in the other. Myself and my panel are hopefully going to understand why this happened. Virtus.pro looking to fulfill the prophecy of Taz's tweet. Duncan, Thor and Shields, Chad Birchall and Yanko. You have something to say? That was insane, right?
Not sure Duncan can still fathom that he missed his prediction.
Oh no, the spree is over.
Every now and then you get them wrong, Yanko.
Predictions aren't important. We already covered that,
We've established this. We have, a long time ago.
I think it's not just the fact that Astralis was beaten, that wouldn't be a surprise, but the manner in which they were beaten, the result. These are the 2 toughest losses that this lineup has had yet. Before that, it was 16-6, one time versus Concept, the other time versus Optic. And also the fact that VP had incredibly dominant CT sides, right? We were saying how Astralis is a very coordinated team, very structured, methodical on the T side. They are able to grind out rounds, as we've seen in the past, but VP were just on another level today.
Yeah, that's the key thing to me, is that actually both teams played in a manner which isn't fitting with the normal trends. Like normally, Virtus.pro win with great T-side play. Here it was just monster lockdown CT sides. That's actually, the Virtus.pro isn't like that. It's a terrorist side, overwhelming, rushing style. Meanwhile, the Astralis guys, not only were their T-sides really bad except for Overpass, but even more strange, like totally missing was Glaive for this entire series. He was never in it. Like how many kills did he actually finish with?
21.
So that's 21 for the entire 3 maps.
3 maps.
Yeah, whereas remember, the one thing we were praising this guy about when Astralis had those amazing T-sides those last few tournaments is we were saying, this guy is the in-game leader, sometimes the entry guy, and he gets kills. Like if you have all of that in your you've got a really, really dangerous T-side there.
To be fair, he obviously didn't have a good series, but nor did quite a few players on that squad, right? It was only Device and Kirby who were the ones who seemed like they were putting up any consistent fight. It didn't feel like they could get into the game. They did get the double AWPs up VP early on their CT side, and it's so dominant because they don't play it. It's not like a star AWPer that has his places that he goes to and he always makes his kills from. It's 3 players on the team. You've got Snacks, Pasha, and Neo who can all pick it up at any given time. They all use the AWP differently. They all use it from different positions, and it's so difficult to counter when it's being used that way. The defensive AWP is like how they use it 80% of the time. Sometimes you see Pasha going aggressive with it, but when you're holding a line and it's so hard to clear every angle, you only have so much utility. You can only expect an AWP on so many corners, and time again, you know, they were picking up frags. But I think we're forgetting to mention how good of a series Bialy had. He was nuts.
Absolutely, yeah.
He was off tap.
I mean, this needs to be mentioned, especially considering that it seems to be all or nothing with Bialy, or at least that's been a concept we've explored in the past. Over 100 ADR, 110 ADR for the series, not even just a map.
Well, that's also why people, I mean, obviously we nearly always talk about Snacks with Virtus.pro because he's so good. He didn't even have to have that big an impact. You can't even remember that many big key rounds he had, because the thing is, if you're a Virtus.pro, this is what tortures you, is that if Bialy does this, you know, they could have in the past beaten the Fanatics of the world and the SK Games. Yeah, they could have, but it's just so night and day as to whether he turns up. And when he does, this can happen, but then, I mean, you just have to hope you're not Astralis in this case.
I mean, it was brutal to witness. I do want to explore some of these stompings. We had an opportunity to, of course, talk about Nuke, but let's turn our attention to that final map we did just witness, whereby, I mean, your words, Anka, we'll start with you. A 50-50. The score does not represent a game that should have been 50-50. What was going so wrong for the Danes, or oh so right for the Poles?
I think what the difference was that even in that first game, I mean the game at the major, right? You could see that VP was taking risks. They realized what they needed to do for the better part of that third map, for the better part of that train game. And then at some point, when Astralis started grinding their way back, they kind of froze. They didn't do the things that were winning them rounds. While here, it was the other way around. They kept doing what was working for them, and they just, you know, that was the right answer to what Astralis wanted to do on their T side. So it was a combination of VP getting the good reads, having, you know, the balls to not shy away from what's been working for them. And I mean, you look at the individual players that we've already been mentioning for the better part of this segment, all that on top, you get such a dominating scoreline. And
one name that hasn't been mentioned throughout this segment was Neo. Fortunately, we do have a chance to hear from him himself as he's standing by in the mix area with none other than Parla.
What is going on, everybody? I'm joined by Neo, one of the victors from Virtus.pro. His team have just left the arena, probably going to go and relax now. What do you guys usually do directly after games, before finals?
Probably eat something.
Yeah, just relax, talk over the game?
Look at us. I mean, people always eat stuff, like, all the time. No, we're going to watch the second semi-final, follow their game, see what's going on, and just prepare for the final.
Now, when Neo's teammates were walking off, they were describing something, I don't know, speaking Polish, and Neo started laughing. I asked him, what was that? He said, maybe you could explain to everybody?
Well, I just shouldn't, I guess, say, but just talking about the game.
The word that Neo used might have been trash talk. It might have rhymed with trash talk, but I can understand that because, of course, there is a rivalry brewing between you guys and Astralis. Could you expand on that? Here, this is redemption, revenge in a way for the final of the E-League Major. And just in general, you guys have a history of great matches.
I mean, they're a great team. We've been playing them so many times, and that's just a good rivalry, I think. It's a good thing to have because both teams are more motivated to play even better CS than usual. I mean, it's something healthy, I think, for everyone, so just, yeah, a good game to them.
Of course, like, by no means is it going to be something real bad blood. It is bad blood within the game. These guys keep everything in that sort of sphere. And so, you know, Astralis now, they're off. Up next for you guys, is, like we've already established, is going to be the winner of the next semi-final, SK or North. What are your thoughts on that game?
SK is an incredible team, but as well is North. They've been improving so much lately. They got stars, really good players on the team. So, I mean, SK been really good with a stand-in last tournament, so now they're going to be even harder to beat. So I think we might face SK, but who knows, it's sports, so you can never predict what's going to happen.
Now, for someone like you, Neo, who is so used to playing CS at the highest level, just like your teammates, Going into a final, do you ever feel like an increased amount of pressure? Or are you so used to it now that it's just another day in the office?
I think that's more like another day in the office. Maybe that's a bad thing because the pressure is good for you sometimes, so I miss it, but then it comes back in tight situations in the game, so it's all good.
Well, it seems like in the 2 maps you won in that semi-final, the plow was certainly activated. And so hopefully for you guys, you can activate that once again in the final against whoever you might be playing. Neo, any final words to your fans, supporters, Virtus.pro, whatever you want?
Well, it's incredible in here. Thanks for everyone that's here. Thanks for everyone watching on the internet, and just, yeah, keep watching and have fun. Enjoy.
There we go. Congratulations on that semi-final victory, and we will see you in the final.
That's right, Virtus.pro have continued their run, getting to the grand final just 2 weeks ago at the Major, and they've done so here in Las Vegas. Whether they'll be able to lift the trophy is a different question. We're not quite finished yet. 51 kills for Neo in that series, and doing the necessary work to secure it. We were continuing to explore something quite interesting, Yanko. This seems to be a bit of a recurring theme with Virtus.pro and losing to teams and following on in tournaments.
It's unfortunate for them when you look at the last 2 majors, right? E-League, obviously, they lose to Astralis. Next tournament, big tournament, they beat them. Same thing happened in Cologne. They lose to SK, then they go on and to beat them in New York. So you kind of wonder
how,
why doesn't this happen at the major for them?
Well, we'll see if they can win the Masters. We'll see if they can win this very tournament. Is that just forgot what the name of the tournament?
We will see if they will.
We'll see what's standing against them as well. That's the intriguing one, right? I mean, SK North.
I mean, there's no bad matchup. That's the key thing to point. I put this out before the semi-finals began, not just to type it up, but there was no bad combination. You could have had any of these teams there, and what's great is they all have really deep map pools. There's a lot of interesting choices. So I actually feel like, I mean, either team could be a test for Virtus.pro if they get there.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. Well, we're not there yet, and Yanko, I do believe you've got a little bit of an explanation for us on Train.
Yes, Alex.
Where are we going?
That is correct. We're going to explain what I meant with VP having balls. So
you're going to show us balls on your big screen?
I'm going to show you balls on my big screen, Alex. I know that's what you like, so it's all about you.
Yeah, I was going to sip a pipeline punch.
This was the second gun round. First gun round, Astralis, because they forced ball, didn't have the optimal buy. This time around it's different. They have everything they want, but you can see that VP is going for a 3-man push towards the B bomb site early on. And what's also important is that both Bialy and Neo are using all of their utility early on, so that in case it's an outer rush, that buys enough time for the guys who are pushing inner to get on the flank. So right now you will see here they get a 1-for-1 trade, but at this point Astralis is losing control of that part of the map. They were setting up for an outer execute, so they're kind of forced to just go for that, but they lose all presence towards the ladder room. And basically Neo and Bialy, who have been using their utility early just for that reason, have an easier time of defending, even though their teammates are on the opposite side of the map. So you can see how the second gun round, pure aggression from VP, going first towards the B bomb site, and the guys on the outer bomb site doing their job as well. And it was just a dominating performance all around. You could see that they have done this once or twice more in this half as well. So VP just not taking their foot off the pedal.
Yeah, that's exactly what Chad requested. You were saying it previously, weren't you? You want to see that mix-up. You want to see that aggression, that loose start.
To take that a little bit further, if you do that as a CT side to the terrace, it's very hard for them to get their pacing going. If you're dictating the play, then they're the ones who have to play catch-up, right?
Yeah.
And there's a few rounds there. This was early on. Astralis got the opening pick on the yard, and then they took it slow, and they were going inside to throw a fake and then go back down pop to outside. But VP just did a gamble play, which was have 2 players on the inner bomb site and 2 players on the outer bomb site, and Bialy played in pop dog. They just dropped down one at a time into him. He didn't move, he didn't make any mistakes, he just waited for them and made the frags. And that kind of stuff, you know, it's so hard. We heard Semler calling for them to do a fast outside play. Maybe they should have started the game going fast, you know. We'd seen them go slow previously, and it didn't work out so well for them then either. Maybe this way, mix it up, try the fast stuff first, and then revert to the slow play, because you want to be the team dictating the pace almost always.
And that was a good call, I mean, to switch up the pace after going B, but VP was again one step ahead of them. That's when they went again for this B push. So Astralis goes outer, they maybe get the first entry kill, but then they just get flanked super fast, and the round falls apart.
Didn't work out for Astralis on the day, and I think a couple of words on the departure of defending world champions Astralis from you, Duncan. They did get it to a third map,
Sure.
but I feel like the scoreline themselves on those two victories for Virtus.pro are going to leave Astralis' head spinning.
I mean, in terms of purely against Virtus.pro, that's the interesting part going forwards. Like, if Virtus.pro can assert some kind of psychological dominance over them.
Yeah.
Because as far as Astralis as a team goes, I don't think, like, you know, suddenly they're just broken and they're not going to be... They were fantastic in the rest of this tournament. They were winning on, like, side maps. They didn't even have to win pistol rounds earlier. And there was actually a few kind of threads like that, like Glaive having this really weird final, never winning pistol rounds but still getting fought. So some of these things are going to regress to the mean. They're going to normalize. They're going to come back next tournament. They're still a massive threat to make it deep in these tournaments, so they're going to have more chances to do so. For me, I'm more interested from this series to see what happens next time they play Virtus.pro. It's like that very specific matchup, you know, because I think right now there's not many teams that actually have a chance to beat Astralis, and Virtus.pro is clearly one of them, but let's see if they can do it, win the rubber match the third time.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see if it does happen again. Well, we may as well take a quick break because we've got another one for you. Another semi-final is not too far away. One Danish side eliminated in the semis. We'll see if North can break that habit, or if previously world champions SK can go ahead and break it. We'll find out after our break. Do not go anywhere as DreamHack Masters Vegas continues after this.
Stay tuned for North versus SK.